Okay, in this video, I want to talk about the mechanics of finding the parts of a sentence, subject, the verb, the objects. And the whole reason for this is that you need to understand the bits and pieces of what makes a good sentence, the mechanics of sentence construction, in order for you to consistently avoid mistakes that will undercut your voice or your thoughts. So let's get started learning as much as we can with these short segments going week by week. The basic ways sentence parts work together to form clauses and clauses to form sentences. The very first thing you need to do when you're given this sort of work is to realize that you're not going to be working with individual words. You're going to be working with groups of words, collections of words. And it is only within a collection that a word begins to show its identity. I'll explain this in a second here, but so the one thing that you should always remember here is that you're working primarily with groups of words. You got to have a collection. Now, the very first thing you need to do with the word the collection you have, is to define the verb. For sentence mechanics, which is what we're interested here in these videos here. You need to find the verb first. If it's not there, then you are dealing with something else or just can't proceed. So our first job is to learn how to find the verb. The very best way to do this is to do what's called the time test. Now this has something like a 98% success to help you find the verb, given a group of words. And you look at these groups of words here I have for you, and the way you do the time test is to say, how would I say this group of words without adding anything, given the words I have? What would I might have to add a word or two, but let's not drastically change this. How would I say this if I meant it in the past, if I meant it as a present, and if I meant it to mean in the future? So the table of wood cracks. Okay, we understand this is present, it's doing it now. How would I say this if I wanted to make it mean in the past? The table of wood cracked. How would I say it if I were to mean that it's going to do this? The table of wood will crack. This is the word that changes as you move the group of words through time, past, present, future. What is the group of word? What is the word that changes, or the two-word pair that changes? What is it? Which one gets the will in front of it for the future? Will crack. It's this one right here. So this is the verb. Okay. What about this? Raindrops fell on the plant. Let's say that's past tense. Raindrops fell. How would you say it in present tense? Raindrops fall on the plants. How would you say it in the future? Raindrops will fall. This is the word that's changing its form. Fell, fall, will fall. So this is the verb. All right. And now don't try to find the subject first and then say, now what does the subject do? That's going to lead you wrong. Eventually that will lead you into mistakes consistently. Always find the verb first, and the best way to do it is to find the verb through its shifting form as you move it through time, past, present, future, the group of words. It's a large barking dog over there. How would you say this past tense? A large barking dog over there. How would you say it now? A large barking dog over there. How would you say it in the future? A large barking dog is over there. No, wait a minute. That would be present tense, but you're adding is. Don't add anything like that. The only thing you can add legitimately is will. That's how we form the future in English. Will run, will sing, will faint, will fall. So a large barking dog was over there. A large dog barked over there. No. If you say a large dog barked over there, you're changing this. And this is not saying that a large dog barked over there. This is basically saying a large barking dog over there. It's not saying anything because it doesn't have a verb. It doesn't have a real verb. There's no verb here. What about this? A used car is for sale. Now this looks like it's past tense, doesn't it? I used it yesterday. But here it's an adjective for car, describing what kind of car. This is not a verb. A used car was for sale. This is what's changing now. A used car is for sale. A used car will be for sale. So this is your verb right here. It's the word that changes as you move it through time. That's really the only true way to find a verb, is to see what changes as you move the group of words you have through time. And if something in there starts to change, especially if in the future, the way you say it in the future, you have to put the will in front of it, that's the verb. Okay. So right here, we have this common notion. A verb is an action word, like run and hit. I want you to throw this idea out the window. Let's get rid of that. Because at times these might be action words. I run fast. Well, what about when you're watching a baseball game and you go, the run won the game? The run at that point is a noun. It's not a verb. What about hit? The hit was hard. That's a verb. That's a noun. This is not a verb there. So this is not a good idea. Find the verb through the time test.